Let's go back now to the Centre for Adult Education in Tullamore to meet Margaret, who's a literacy tutor at the centre.
I got involved in tutoring because I myself had met somebody who had difficulty and they didn't actually know what to do, where to go, and I didn't really know how to help them, and I knew that there was a technique. Male or female? As a result, I made contact with the centre here and put my name forward for tutor training. I enjoyed it so much and was quite delighted when I was asked to take a student. But it's amazing, like, you learn a lot when you meet the person and they get a lot from you and you get a lot from them. I find it very rewarding. I think it's nice for them to hear the tutor say to them that if you're nervous, well, I'm just maybe twice as nervous. It's adult education and they're equal and it's a different system and they're going to be treated with respect and valued for their life experience. You know, they have a wealth of knowledge coming in here. If they can't put it in paper, they certainly have it in their head.
And the breed, Patsy?
Herbert. But Herbert H.
The H goes over here.
Patsy came to me about 3 years ago. He had been in a one-to-one situation and he joined a group that I have. He actually has a wealth of knowledge. He has great experience. If you ask him about things, he can give you very, very clear, concise information. In the first year, he actually completed the full portfolio of City and Guilds. So he has come along in leaps and bounds.
That tutor is very, very nice. And when you get going, after the first couple of weeks, you have no problem because you trust her and she trusts you. You learn an awful lot of things at those classes, along with reading and writing. Self-esteem and how to present yourself for to get a job, and how to approach a person, and how to talk to a person. That is a lot of things. So I'm able to read all the forums I get now and understand what they're about. Reading and writing has made an awful lot of difference to your life because you can go any part of the world and you can write back to your relatives. I get the paper every day. I read the paper every day. I get 2 on a Sunday and I read them as well. So, and I did it with those, any cases, murder trials, anything like that coming up. I read all those cases, right, follow them up all through. So that makes an awful lot to your life where you can read and write.
So where are we going to get a puppy for Jim?
Well, I checked the ads in the supermarket and there were no ads for puppies.
Why don't we try the newspaper?
I already looked. They're all really expensive.
Yeah, they're probably breeders selling pedigree dogs.
Yeah, we don't want anything too fancy, do we?
I know. Why don't we try the local vet?
Crosswords are a great way of increasing your vocabulary, improving your spelling and having a bit of fun at the same time. You'll find that all crossword puzzles follow the same kind of format. They're generally laid out like this, with boxes into which you have to write the letters. Some of the boxes have numbers in them. These numbers correspond or match up with the list of clues. The clues are written out in 2 lists. Clues for words which run across the crossword, like this, and clues for words which run down, like this. This is how it works. Say you start by reading the clue for number 1 down. Dogs, cats, horses and birds are all these. The clue has the number 7 in brackets after it, so you know that the word you're looking for has 7 letters. Animals fits in nicely. The clue for number 2 down is where you usually put the kennel. We're looking for a 6-letter word. Let's try the word garden. It has 6 letters. Now let's look at the clues for the words across. The clue for 3 across is you'll need one to take the dog for a walk. 4 letters. And because we filled in 2 down, we know that the 3rd letter is A and the word lead is what we're looking for. And finally, 4 across is you'll need one of these if you have a dog. 7 letters. Now, because we've already filled in 1 and 2 down, we know that the word we're looking for starts with L and the 5th letter is an N. So a good guess is the word licence, which fits exactly. There's another crossword on page 162, which you can try later.
He's a dote.
He's irresistible, isn't he?
What's his name?
He doesn't have one yet.
We'd better let Jim name him, love.
You're coming home with us, gorgeous.
Sure you don't want to get some tropical fish?
No. I think Jim would prefer a puppy.
I'd say that's a good choice.
So, Frank, can we take the dog home?
There's a few things I need to do for him first.
What sort of things?
I have to give him some injections and we really should have him neutered.
Do we really have to do that to the poor little fella?
It's for the best, Mr. Kelly. There's just too many dogs and not enough people to look after them.
I suppose you're right.
It'd be irresponsible not to.
When's Jim's birthday again?
This Saturday.
That's plenty of time. I'll have him ready to go on Saturday.
And you'll tell us what food we need to buy and anything else we need to know.
I will, and there's a great pet shop you can go to that has everything you need.
That's great, thanks.
Okay, see you Saturday.
Bye.
If you have a dog, you should also have a dog licence. You apply for a dog licence from the post office and you have to fill in a form like this one. When you're filling in forms of any kind, it's always a good idea to read it through first. And remember, you don't have to fill it in there and then. You can bring it home with you and you can complete it in your own time. Some forms have instructions and you'll normally find these at the top of the form, and it's a good idea to read these before you start filling in the form. This form tells you that you need to fill out sections A and B, sign section C, and then the post office clerk will fill in section 1. It also tells you to fill the form out in block or capital letters. For example, here's Eileen Kelly's name written in small letters, and underneath it's in block letters, so you can see the difference. In section B of this form, you need to fill in the breed or type of dog, its colour, the age of the dog, and whether it's a male or a female. So you might have a Labrador whose colour is black, is 1 year old and is female. If your dog's a mixed breed, it's known as a mongrel, so write the word mongrel under breed. The licence costs €12.70 and you need a licence for each dog you own, so you put the total amount in this box, which is $25.40. If you like some practice on this type of form filling, there's an exercise you could have a go at. It's on page 155 of the workbook. Maura is another tutor at the Adult Education Centre. She's gathered together a lot of useful learning material on the subject of farming, since that forms the background of so many of the students.
There's many forms to be completed, regardless of what type of farming the person is in. They might be in dairy farming or tillage or even mixed farming. The department here locally keep us supplied with forms and keep us updated. We try to provide that facility here for our students as best we can. I really enjoy working with the students, and it's great to see a student making progress. It might just be a very small thing, like being able to do the shopping, go to the bank or the credit union, but for that person, that's very important. While I might be able to give them the skills that they need in their daily lives, they bring a wealth of experience to the class themselves, and I'm as much a learner. So it's, I suppose in a way, it's more an exchange of information and an exchange about our experiences and that. And I really enjoy that.
The tutors I know now, they're very nice. The hospitality of those tutors are outstanding. It's strictly confidential for whoever wants to go. No one knows. No one knows anything about it. It's between the tutor and the person that goes there.
Like many learners, Pat wants to encourage others to do the same as he's done. He's particularly concerned at the number of young people still leaving school with literacy difficulties.
I want to help out other children that's out there that cannot understand, they think that they're going to get through life, without reading or writing. I'd like to try and get them started up to go back to education again. The help is there, they're waiting for you to go to them. They can't come to you, you must go to them. And they will help you out. And no one will know anything about it.
See you now, thanks.
And now let's take another look at some of the learning points we covered this week. The contents page of a book or magazine lists the chapters or sections, the page number the chapter starts on, and a short description of what's in each chapter. If you're looking for information on buying a feeding bowl for your new pup, use your fingers to scan down the chapter headings until you find the words you want. You can then go straight to page 10 where this chapter starts. When you get to the right page, again scan through the different headings to find the exact information you want on feeding bowls. This chapter is divided into preparations, buying equipment, and, here it is, feeding bowls. You can make new words by putting a smaller word before the word. The smaller word is called a prefix. When the prefix un or dis goes before a word, you change the meaning of the word to its opposite meaning. For example, if you put un before happy, it becomes unhappy. If you put dis in front of able, it becomes disable. There's no rule as to why you use un for some words and dis for others, and the words are spelled as they sound. All crossword puzzles follow the same kind of format with boxes where you write the letters. Some of the boxes have numbers in them which match up with a list of clues. The clues are written out in two lists: clues for words which run across the crossword and clues for words which run down. You can start a crossword on whatever clue you like, and you don't have to complete it in any order. If you get stuck on one clue, keep going and come back to it. Most people will have to go up and down the list of clues until they answer all of them. When you're filling in forms of any kind, it's always a good idea to read it through first. Some forms have instructions, and you'll normally find these at the top of the form. This form has 3 sections and also asks you to fill it out in block or capital letters. In section B, you need to fill in the breed or type of dog, its colour, age and whether it's male or female. So you might have a Labrador whose colour is black, is 1 year old and is female. So write the word Labrador under breed. The licence costs €12.70 and you need a licence for each dog you own. The amount goes in this box, which is €12.70. If you'd like help on anything we've covered in this or last week's programme, call the NALA free phone number 1800 20 20 65. You can talk to a tutor anytime from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Calls are free and confidential. You don't have to give your name. Just ring the free phone number with your question and they'll be glad to help. Next week, as Len and Bob set off to enjoy a pleasant drive in the country, they find that they could use a little help when it comes to finding their way round. We have learning points on reading maps and road signs and getting to know the Eurozone.